That. Order. The Secretary will read the first order of the day.
Debate on Heritage Day, celebrating South Africa's literary classics in the year of indigenous languages.
Honorable the Deputy Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture.
Enkosi Sekela Somlomo, dibilise amalungu onke akhoyo endlini. Sidlulisa amazwi qala ovelwano kusapho lakwaHlongwa olishwe intombi yalo uSekela Mphathiswa wezimbiwa namandla ubavelile Hlongwa. Sithi ngxe koHlongwa ogabhisa okhawula oshozi ogidela. Inxebo lona linzulu kodwa ke sithi lalani ngalo. Ibiligorha lentokazi eli. Umbutho wesizwe iANC uthokombisile kunye nesizwe sonke sixhelekile kukushiywa lelikrotikazi lomzabalazo. Umgaqo seko welizwe phansi komhlathi wama-31, umhlathi wokuqala kunye nomhlathi wesibini uyibeka ngokumhlophe into yokubaluleka nokukhuselwa kwamasiko, inkolo kunye neelwimi zoluntu. Umhlathi wesithandathu uyibeka ngokumhlophe into yokukhulisa, ugcine kwaye uqaqambise iilwimi zemveli, ezinye zazo eziphelayo zamakhoyi, amasan namanama. Inyanga yomsinga ibalulekile kuthi kuba sikhumbula ukuba singobani, sisukaphi kwaye sisiyaphi. Isebe lisebenzisana namaphondo livumelene ngeziza ezithathu iphondo ngalinye apho kuphuhliswa ubuntu nobuciko bethu. Umzekelo kumntla koloni kunesiza pha esibizwa ngoba yiUppington 26, eGauteng kunesiza esilungiswayo iMargaret Gazo Grave. Phaya eMpumalanga iLowveld Massacre iyalungiswa. eLimpopo iUniversity of Limpopo Teflop Campus iphansi kwethu. eNorthwest iDr Ruth Mompati Heritage Site iyalungiswa. Apho sikhoyo iRobben Island Prison isemehlweni ethu. eMpuma Koloni iSarah Baartman Heritage Site siphezu kwayo. eFree State iWinnie Mandela House in Brantford iyagqityezelwa. Isihloko sethu ke kule nyanga kukubhiyozela incwadi ezibhalwe ngeelwimi zasemakhaya. Silandela isibhengezo seUNESCO esithi lo ngunyaka weelwimi zasemakhaya. Yiyo loo nto nemibhiyozo yesizwe isiya phaya eUppington eMntla Koloni kuba kaloku le ngingqi isenesizukulwana samakhoyi, samanama kunye namasana. Sizokuthi kubo nabo babalulekile kuthi singurhulumente. Sithi imvelaphi yabo, ulwimi lwabo namasiko abo ayinxalenye yokwakha uMzantsi Afrika. Indima edlalwa yibhodi yeelwimi ibalulekile. Ithala lencwadi lesizwe liza kube liseUppington libonisa ngokubaluleka kweelwimi zethu xa sibhiyoza ngomhla wama-24 kule imiyo. Izikolo zemfundo yezidanga nazo ziyancedisa ukukhusela ukuphela kweelwimi zethu ngokuthi zibe nezifundo ezithi zizinikezele kubafundi. Isebe linazo neebhasari zemfundo kwabo bafunda iilwimi zethu. Isebe lemfundo esezantsi, le nto ke sithi yi-basic education, nalo liyancedisa ukuba izikolo zonke zifundise iilwimi zethu. Ababhali, imvumi, abazobi, iinkcubabuchopho babalulekile ekwakheni isizwe kuba kaloku bangabagcini beenkumbulo, le nto sithi phecelezi keepers of memory. Siyabakhuthaza ababhali ukuba babhale ngeelwimi zethu. Singafani nesivuno osigcinisa komnye umzi kodwa sesakho, njengeenkumbulo ezibhalwa ngeelwimi zasemzini. Isebe ke liyakube lisingethe inkomfa yokuvala le nyanga yobuntu bethu, igxile kuqoqosho, ubugcisa, isizwe nokuhambisa indaba. Le nto sithi ke ngesingesi social media. Yonke lento siyakube siyixoxa ngeelwimi zethu, siyakube sibhiyozela nosuku lwamazwe lokutolika lento sithi International Translation Day. Imvelaphi yethu ke iyafumaneka ngoku na kwi-internet. Uyakwazi ukungena ukhangele ujonge imfazwe, ukhangele amadaba enkululeko olutsha, amadaba enkululeko oomama njalo njalo. Ukuphuhliswa kwenkcubeko kudlala indima enkulu ekwakheni isizwe nokukhulisa ukhenketho. Ukwakhiwa kwemisebenzi nokuphucula indawo esihlala kuzo. Sineendawo apha eMzantsi Afrika ezaziwa kulo lonke ilizwe. Iindawo ezifana nesimangaliso phaya KwaZulu Natal, iRobben Island apha, iFreedomfort Dome eFree State, iBarberton Makhonjwa Mountains eMpumalanga. Kusekuninzi ke ekufuneka sikwenzile ukukhulisa inkcubeko yethu, kodwa isebe lisebenza ngokuzimisela. Ukudlwengulwa kwabantwana nabasetyhini nokubulawa kwabo ayiyo inxalenye yenkcubeko yethu. Amakhosikazi ade azibuza umbuzo othi ingaba ndingolandelayo na? Sinethemba ukuba amadoda ezwe lethu aza kuphendula athi hayi egameni lam. Inkcubeko yethu ithi wonke umntu makazive ekhuselekile. Isizwe sethu asikwazi ukuya phambili oomama nabantwana bekhala. Abantu baseMzantsi Afrika bonke mabaphakame bathethe bavakale xa besithi phantsi ngokuhlukunyezwa koomama nabantwana. Okwenzeka esizweni sethu phakathi kwethu nabantakwethu belizwekazi leAfrika akuhambisani nokwakha isizwe esivanayo nesibambeneyo. Izenzo zamva nje ezithe zenzeka phaya eThokoza naseKatlehong apho ukucalucalulwa kwabantu ngokobuzwe kuye kwasetyenziswa ukunyhasha amalungelo abantu azamkelekanga, kwaye bonke abo benza oku mabahlukane nalo mkhuba mbi. Kukho ke igcuntswana labemi olusamilisele ingcingane zalo kwelo phupha lokuba uMzantsi Afrika wengcinezelo yayingowona unobunganga kunalo ukhululekileyo abawubona njengobenze amakheswa. Sonke siyazi ukuba lowo wayizolo wawulilizwe apho amalungelo abantu athi anyashwa kwaye engenabulungiswa. Kungoko ke kungekho mathandabuzo malunga nokumelwe yiflag endala. Yiloo nto ke nawuphina umuntu oqiqayo nochubekileyo weli lizwe emelwe kukuyiqonda ukuba sisenyeliso kubuthandazwe ukuphatha nokumiswa esidlangalaleni kweflag yoMzantsi Afrika wengcinezelo. uMzantsi Afrika ngoko mawuxhasa isigqibo senkundla ephakamileyo sokuba kungavunyelwa kwaye kube lityala ukuboniswa esidlangalaleni kweflag yoMzantsi Afrika wengcinezelo. Sinqwenela bonke abantu boMzantsi Afrika inyanga yobuciko nenkcubeko eyimpumelelo. Abo bayawukwazi ukuthi baphumelele benjenjeya ukubheka emhlakoloni beyokumamela umongameli welizwe ethetha nathi ngokubaluleka kwenkcubeko eUppington. Ndiyabulela.
Ndiyabulela sisi. Honorable Siabi.
Re leboga re re matlhoko go ba lapa la ga Hlongwa ka kotsi eo e ba tlhagetšeng. Re re moya wa balele a o robale ka kgotso. Ka segagešo go na le mmolelwana o rego moeng e tla ka gešo re je ka wena. Ge moeng a itla ka gešo go ba le lethabo le nyakallo gomme ra keteka gobane seo se bontšha botho le gore motho ke motho ka batho. Go bontšha lethabo re tšholla madi e le go begela badimo gore re etetšwe. Gomme ge ba re tšhireletša ba tšhireletše moeng wa rena. Ye ke kgwedi ya boeti. Re le maAfrika a re amogeleng baeng ba rena ka diatla tše pedi gobane ge re etelwa go tla ba le tlholego ya mešomo gomme ra kgona go bea borotho tafoleng. Le rena re le maAfrika a re etelaneng gobane Sepedi se re lesogana le sa eteng le nyala kgaetšedi. Ka ge le ka ba le kwele mokgoši kgwekgwe ya poledišano ya rena le hono ke ka tša bokgwa bja rena re le maAfrika a lefase la Afrika Borwa. kudu re lebeletše maleme a rena a letswele. Re tla lemoga gore ngwaga o ile wa hlaolwa ke mokgatlo wa dinaga tša lefase bjale ka ngwaga wa go hlompha leleme la letswele gomme kgoeletšo ke ya gore re tlhotlheletšeng setšhaba ka kakaretšo kudu bana dikolong go hlompha le go šomiša maleme a rena a re a nyantšeng letsweleng. Re ke tšee sebaka se go le go potša gore kgwedi ye re leng mo go yona gape ke kgwedi ya go hlompha tlhago. Re bjala mehlare le go bontšha bohlokwa bja mehlare mo go tša tlhago. Re ke se lebale go le go potša gape gore ke kgwedi ya bašomi ba mmušo ba swanetšeng go bontšha boikgafo bja go šomela setšhaba. Gape ye ke kgwedi ye re gopolang o mongwe wa bagale ba ntwa ya tokologo mo nageng ya rena e le go Stephen Bantu Biko yo a beng a tlhotlheletša maAfrika go ikgantšha ka setšo sa rena kudu bana ba thari ye ntsho. Poledišano e ya lehono e direga ka nako yeo e leng gore mokgatlo wa rena wa badimo le batho e le go African National Congress o go eletša gore maleme a letswele a bewe ntlhoraneng ya ditlhotlho tša mmušo wa naga ya rena. Se ke ka lebaka la gore ANC e kwešiša bohlokwa bja maleme a rena a letswele nakong ye re leng mo go yona ya tokologo kudu bjale ka bana ba thari ye ntsho. Mopresidente wa rena wa maloba Morena Nelson Mandela pukung ya gagwe ya Long Walk to Freedom o ngwadile a re ke a tsopola. When you talk to a man in a language he understands, you are talking to his head. But when you talk in his language, you are talking to his heart. Ke tsopotše. Ge re re batho ke maZulu, Mapedi goba Batswana, re tla bang re be bontša gore motho ke leleme leo a le bolelago. Leleme leo a le nyantšeng letsweleng. O moZulu ka gore leleme la gago ke seZulu. O Motebele ka gore leleme la gago ke Isindebele. O Movenda ka gore leleme la gago ke Tshivenda. O Moafrikanere ka gore leleme la gago la letswele ke Seafrikaans. O Molobedi ka gore o tla bo Khiapa Khilobedu. Seo se ra gore o leleme leo o le bolelago, leleme la letswele, re batho ba o re leng bona ka baka la polelo yeo re bolelang ye re nyantše letsweleng. Maloko a ntlo e tlhomphegago, a re tlhompheni benyi ba bokhumi bja kgetho bao ba tlhomphilego maleme a borena a letswele, bao ba tlhomphilego khetšo le meeno ya bone, ebile ba kwela pele go theeletša khetšo khe gore ke kgwele pele go phela ka gobane e le lekhumo la rena bana ba tšee kgalaka. Bao ke banna le basadi bao ba phaphamilego mo meloroni ya bobone ya go naana gore ke baeni mo lelemene la bobone la mepepo. Tše ke tšona dinkwenya tše di tsebago khe di bego khona. Bao ke badimo bao re ba tlhomphago ka ge ba re tlogeletše bokgwa bjo re ikgantšhang ka bjona lehono. Re gata moo ba gatileng gona ge re lwela lefase la rena, lefase la borakgolokhukhu gobane ke bokgwa bjo ba re tlogeletšego bjo re ka phedišago gomme ra phediša le bana ba rena gobane lehumo le tšwa tšhemong. Badimo ba borena ba ka thaba ge ba ka bona re tlhompha ebile re tšwetša pele maleme a borena e le bogobe bja rena bja tšatši ka tšatši, ebile e le seo se sepelang mo mading le marapong a rena ge le tlhaba le ge le dikela gobane maleme a ga borena a letswele ke maleme a bomakgolo le borakgolokhukhu ba rena. Mogaka wa thuto ebile e le setswerere sa polelo, Morena Skia Mphatlele o ile a bolela in the classic titled The African Image a re, ke a tsopola, the regeneration of African consciousness is essential to real African development and progress. African consciousness arises from the norms and values inherent in the traditional way of life. Ke tsopotše. Se ke mafaratlhatlha ka ntswiki yeo e leng gore bana ba thari e ntsho ge ba ka se itlhokomele e ka tliša kotsi e kgolo mo thutong ya bana ba tšee kgalaka. Ke matlhabiša dihlong ge bana ba tšee kgalaka ba palelwa ke go bolelwa polelo ya bobona ye ba e nyantšeng go mma wa bona, mma wa ka Montedi. Standing here, I see a beautiful tapestry of the amazing footprints of my ancestors, each one of them an expression of peace and tranquility, a history of Africans who are spirit-led, a nation of peace and many ideas, a united nation. Honorable members, this history that I stand on is not just about language, it's a history about the link between language and resource control. My land, my minerals, my oceans, my mountains, my rivers, my dams. Se ke se bontšhang ke taba ya go kgona go ntšha dikgopolo le maikutlo a gago ntle le tšhitišo, go kgona go bolela ntle le go nagana gore na lentšu la maleba ke Ken goba Kuti, ke Will goba Woody. Motšhami wa setulo, loko mbielo wa bobabzi lebzi nga ikoma bya ntavuko byi horiswa ikona tikhoi na tisan va nga kota ku nghenelela eka ntshunxeko ya hina. Maafrika van'wana va ta lora hi ntidima ta vona leswi va ta swi endla i ku va loko munhu a ri muafrika wa xipiri u ta kota ku ri hlawula hi leswi a nga xiswona kumbe hi mitolovelo ya xiafrika. Honorable Chairperson, author and sociology professor Kwekwa Pra noted profoundly that it was an enormous milestone to achieve an end to apartheid era, but how we move in efforts to consolidate democracy, human rights, economic and social justice, and level the playing field in all respects for all members of our citizenry will depend greatly on how linguistic challenges are addressed. Earlier in the year in Paris, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization declared 2019 as the year of indigenous languages. The ANC embraces this declaration because we are in agreement that we must promote and preserve progressive indigenous cultures and knowledge systems that are not in conflict with the Constitution of South Africa. Impa maloko a setšhaba sa batho baso a re lentšu la Afrika ga le kwagale go merero ya mmušo. Lentšu la Afrika le hwile ke senyesemane ka mo ke se-Afrikanare ka mola. Ke senyesemane gotlhe fao re yago. Na mantšu a Afrika, mantšu a isiXhosa, Tshivenda, Seswati, a tlile go kwagalaneng go dipolelo le dingwalwa tša mmušo. Lentšu la Afrika le tlile go kwagalaneng mo Afrika. As the ANC, we reaffirm that African history and African symbolism must be promoted, including pre-colonial history. The struggle for freedom and democracy must be documented in all languages. Libraries must promote the literary works of local and African writers, and we are vehement when we say that the use of indigenous languages must be promoted. We must ensure that the aspirations enshrined in our Constitution that states that everyone has the right to receive education in the official language or languages of their choice in public educational institutions where education is reasonably practical is fulfilled. Ntlo e tlhomphegang a re thekge maitekelo a mekgatlho ya setšhaba go swana le Nali Bali Trust yeo e šomang ka thata ebile ba tšwele lesolo la go tlhotlhoetša bana ba thari e ntsho go ithuta go ngwala le go bala ka maleme a gabo bona maleme a letswele ba tšwela pele go tlhotlhoetša bana ba thari e ntsho go tšwela pele ka setšo sa dikanegelo kopana le dinonwana. Ka ngwaga wa 2018 lesolo le le thušitše ka go tlhola menyetla ya gore bana ba go feta 130 ba be le lerato la dipuku le dikanegelo kopana ka maleme a bo bona maleme a letswele ba bala dipuku ka seboka. Tše ke tše dingwe tša tšeo badimo ba rena ba tla re hlabiša letšididi ka ge re tla ba re gata mo kgati ya pele e gatileng gona. Fela go feta tšeo ka moka rena bjale ka mmušo re swanetše go tšea boetapele morerong wa go tsoša le go tlhabolola maleme a rena bjalo ka Article 6 ya molaotheo e laela mmušo. Bjo ke boikarabelo bjo re ka se bo tlogeleng. Pan South African Language Board goba kgoro ya dipapadi le bokgabo le setšo bjo ke boikarabelo bja rena ka moka bjale ka mmušo maemong ka moka a bosetšhaba a province le a selegae gore re kgone go fetola le go tlhabolola setšhaba sa gabo rena. Kgoro e nngwe le e nngwe ya mmušo e swanetše go tšea boikarabelo. Kgoro ya thuto a e bolele le setšhaba ka merero ya thuto ka isiNdebele, Sepedi le isiXhosa. Kgoro ya maphelo a e bolele le setšhaba ka Setswana, isiSwati le isiZulu go thibela le go lwantšha malwetši. A re tsenye maleme a gabo rena fešheneng. We agree, House Chair, that by giving Black authors the tools to meet the needs of their own communities will assist in transforming the current publishing landscape and create opportunities for empowerment. We'll also look forward to the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture holding the digitization workshop towards the end of the year that will focus on promoting e-books in indigenous languages. At the core of the need to develop and promote indigenous languages is the developing, promoting, and preservation of our indigenous knowledge system. A factor that contributed to English and Afrikaans languages developing was because of the strong supporting system that aided their development. The system included research institutions, museums, maximizing utilizations of libraries. Minister Muthetwa has noted that the English Literacy Museum in Makhanda was established initially to promote English as a language. In May, the mandate of this institution was expanded to include indigenous languages, particularly isiXhosa, largely because the population of Makhanda comprises of more than 80% of people who speak isiXhosa. The aim, therefore, is to develop, preserve, and promote indigenous languages. Re rata go tlhompha kgato eo e tšerego ke mmušo wa KwaZulu-Natal wa go ikana gore ngwaga wo wa 2019 ba ikgafa go tšwetša pele taba ya go bala ka bokgabo le go thuša go tšweletša dipuku tša bangwadi bao ba thupilego difoka ka dingwalwa tša bona mengwaga e fetilego. Seo e leng go tlhola monyetla wa gore mekgobapuku a setšhaba a be le dingwalwa tša maleme a letswele. Seo ke kgato e bohlokwa. Gomme re tlhotlhoetša di-province tše dingwe gore di latele mohlala wo. Mufumakazi bo Florence Masebe bo amba hange Durban University of Technology musi ba tshiko ufa public lecture ba re kha tshikwane. It is very tricky to deal with issues of language in an African language, having to forever argue for indigenous languages in Africa. Requeta kuelelo karine rote ma Africa chipembe ore kari tutuetse na ubolonga nyambo zashu. In one of his lectures at the University of South Africa, former President Thabo Mbeki cited Chick Anta Diop, a Senegalese historian, author, and an anthropologist who averred that there can be no African renaissance without indigenous languages, and referred to these languages as a beginning, a cradle for change, close quote. Honorable Deputy Minister, our collective work is to ensure that indigenous languages and indigenous knowledge systems become a focus for development of preservation. Ke a leboha.
Re a leboga rra. Honorable members, as Honorable Lotrid goes to the podium, please join me in welcoming the grandchildren of Honorable Makenke Sistofile from Alice, from Lovedale Primary, from the Eastern Cape. Namkelegile and Renyo Isomtet. Go ahead, Honorable Member.
Baie dankie, adjunct speaker. Ek wou vandag die letterkunde van ons inheemse tale vier. Ek wou erkenning gee aan die Afrikaanse letterkunde. 'n Taal wat 'n geskiedenis het wat veel verder terugstrek as die afgelope paar dekades. 'n Inheemse taal. Ek wou erkenning gee aan 'n taal wat sy voete hier aan die suidpunt van Afrika gevind het, wat diep in die harte van die mense van hierdie land sy beslag gevind het. 'n Taal wie se wortels meer as 300 jaar teruggaan, wat sy oorsprong het in Gariep Afrikaans, Kaaps, Voorpos Afrikaans. Ek wou die volheid van Afrikaans vier, 'n taal wat gevorm is in die monde van inheemse mense. 'n Taal wat deur die eeue heen die rol van vereniger, verdrukte en verdrukker vervul het. Ek wou die poësie en die prosa van Afrikaans besing en vier. Die werke van Van Wyk Lou, Brink, Jonker, Krog, Eybers, Philander, Belcher, Breitenbach, Smol. Mense wie se werk gevier, erken en bewaar moet word. Die Afrikaanse letterkunde se spore loop diep in hierdie land. Maar tog moet ek vandag hier staan, wetende dat hierdie taal met sy ongelooflike woordskat onder druk is. Ons grondwet waarborg die uitbou en bevordering van ons amptelike landstale, maar om eerlik te wees, dis net op papier. 'n Taal word bevorder en uitgebou deur die gebruik daarvan, asook deur die erkenning daarvan. 'n Erkenning wat beteken dat daar respek vir die taal is, in al sy fasette en op alle vlakke. Dit beteken nie die redisering van 'n taal as iets wat slegs in die sosiale omgang gepraat en gelees word nie. Die uitbou en bevordering van 'n taal beteken 'n aktiewe bereidwilligheid aan die kant van die regering om daardie taal te beskerm en nie berekend in enige taal se pad te staan, te belemmer of te reduseer nie. En dit is juis waarom ek vandag, wat eintlik 'n viering moet wees van ons ryk, veeltalige letterkundige skatte met 'n beklemming staan. Weereens is ons hier in die parlement besig om voor te gee hoe ons die wonder van ons veeltaligheid erken en waardeer. Ons vier ons inheemse letterkunde, terwyl die werklikheid een is waar die sprekers van tale 'n asemnood ervaar. Hoe ironies is dit nie dat in Erfenismaand die LER vir onderwys in Gauteng, meneer Lesofie, alles in sy vermoë wil doen om Afrikaans uit te werk. Weereens word die taal die politieke speelbal en sonnebok om die aandag af te lei van die regering se eie onvermoë en onwilligheid om die inheemse tale van ons land te bevorder en te koester. Steeds word die geuite argument gebruik dat taal nie as uitsluiting moet dien nie. Dis tipies van denke wat vasgevang is in ideologiese vooroordeel, waar daar nog nooit moeite gedoen is om vas te stel wie die sprekers van die taal is nie. Afrikaans is die derde grootste taal in Suid-Afrika en enige onderriginstelling wat in Afrikaans onderrig gaan eerder 'n bydrae tot toegang maak. Afrikaans as moedertaal spog met die grootste rassediversiteit van alle tale in hierdie land. En dit is hierdie diversiteit wat ons moet koester in die viering van ons erfenis. Soos die Pulitzerpryswenner Olejede sê, Afrikaans is a major African asset. It is a very strong African language in many ways, and it has evolved exactly the way that all languages evolve, which is an accretion of different influences and streams that form a river, maar die ANC wil hierdie stroom stop. Die uitrangering van Afrikaans en die ander inheemse tale van ons land werk teen hierdie proses, en dis juis wat ons verenig as Suid-Afrikaners, ons eenheid en ons diversiteit van tale en kulture. Vandag moet ons vra, wat is ons erfenis, ons nalatenskap vir die wat nog kom? Om eerlik te antwoord as young speaker, moet ek ongelukkig sê,
Ongelukkig
ek wou
het ons nie
vandag
meer tyd
so
vir u nie.
graag, maar ek kan
Is
nie.
het tyd is oor. Dankie. Honorable Madlingozi.
Honorable Chairperson, this is a particularly complex subject for a debate because it forces us, at least those of us invested in African culture and heritage, to think about the road thus far traversed in our attempts to rid society of the thoroughgoing impacts of colonialism and dehumanization of black people. It was Steve Biko who was brutally murdered by whites, who once reminded us, quote, one of the most difficult things to do these days is to talk with authority on anything to do with African culture, unquote. These words still ring true today, many years after Biko said them. Contrary to Western notion of African intellectual capacity, we have a very strong heritage of intellectual reproduction, both written and unwritten in this country. Prior to the arrival of the invaders here, African people were constantly wrestling with understanding the universe and our place in it. This culture of intellectual development was only in an oral format. Our contact with and colonization by the invading community also produced literary giants, whose intellectual prowess affirms, as Steve Biko would say, quote, so as a prelude, whites must be made to realize that they are only human, not superior. Same with blacks, they must be made to realize that they are also human, not inferior. These giants, such as Elijah Makiwane, Pambani Mzimba, John Tengo Jabavu, Walter Khubusana, Tiyo Soga, were some of the first people who produced written expression of African intellectualism. They provided the foundation upon which the likes of Pixley Isama later built on and indeed proclaimed for all to hear that, quote, I am an African, and I set my pride in my race over against a hostile public opinion, unquote, as far back as 1906, when it was not fashionable for Africans to affirm their humanity so unapologetically. We also owe a great deal of gratitude to Solomon Plaatje, who wrote the first ever novel by an African in this country, a book titled Muhudi. This generation was followed by another generation of intellectually uncompromising group of intellectuals, the likes of Bessie Head, Miriam Tladi, who wrote the first ever novel by an African woman in South Africa titled Mural at Metropolitan in 1979, and Amandla in 1980, Mihloti in 1984, Footprints in the Quag in 1989. The intellectuals and others who were directly involved in the liberation struggle, such as the legendary Isaac Bangani, Tabata, Robert Sobukwe, A.P. Mda, and others, left us a heritage which we ought to use to define and redefine ourselves as Africans in an era of rampant neo-colonialism and imperialism. As that decorated poet of a Xhosa nation, S.K. Mkhai, once wrote, their legacy was to ndiyayihlabela le ngoma yobuhlwempu nobuphansi yosizi nembandezelo yezivubeko nengozi yokuphathwa gadalala yingcibeko nentlekelo yokucibo kobukhulu yokubhakiswa kwelizwe yokudilika kwendonga. Ndiyahlabela izizamva ezoba ngokuxelelwa ezobonanga ngamehlo ezingavanga nangento ngendlebe ezingaphephanga sikwili zingajojanga lurhuluwa. To date, the ignorance and treasonous negligence of the ANC has reduced this contribution to these gallant daughters and sons of the land to just a historical annexure. We have failed to carry on their intellectual tradition and failed to properly assess our own role as custodians of culture and heritage and of Pan-African intellectualism. Today, and paradoxically, we are having this debate mainly in English because English is the language of domination. And for our message to reach other Africans, it is unfortunately only a language commonly understood. To honor these intellectual ancestors, we must have a state strong-willed enough to prescribe some of these intellectual written materials to South African schools. We must systematically inculcate a culture of Afrocentric intellectual development. The Department of Arts and Culture should be one of those super departments responsible for reorienting dominant culture in society to ensure that the posture of public discourse is centered in African lived experiences. Eurocentric universities will not do this for us. These institutions thrive in the marginalization of African culture, language, and lived reality. Yes, they know that Africans united in language, intellectual understanding are greater threats to the continuing domination of European culture and ideas in the country. We need a considered program to redefine ourselves as black people as a whole in this country and use our common past as a binding tool for us to identify fully with one another. Our music, dance, acting, museum, and all creation should reflect who we are. We need to have a cultural centers in our societies with tutors that will train actors to create movies that will project African centers, themes, and stories. This must not be reduced to only subjects debating during September only, Chairperson. We need to have an ongoing program to redefine ourselves in order to rid this country of neo-colonialism. Thank you.
Honorable Msimang.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. There is a saying that states that when we speak the words of our ancient
Order, honorable
forebears,
members, order.
we resurrect them, we make them live again. The written word, as contained in our literary classics, as we celebrate the year of indigenous languages, is immortal. In its pages are contained the trials, tribulations, histories, heartaches, hopes, and ideals of our ancestors. They are a sacred history of our past and provide a compass and direction for our future. Turning now to literary classics in indigenous African languages, it is disconcerting that these are found during the missionary and apartheid eras, but not in the democratic era. Perhaps this is due to how the present government is promoting them. If that were the case, it would be very unfortunate because our constitution makers approached this subject with very good intentions, even elevating all the 11 African languages to official status. Additionally, they also provided for the establishment of the Pan-South African Language Board to develop and promote these languages. Of course, some language practitioners were very skeptical. They criticized the unprecedented number of 11 official languages. They felt that it could become problematic when it came to practical application. For all intents and purposes, it could be said that currently South Africa has only got one official language, namely English. Even Afrikaans, whose phenomenon development in the 1920s could be described as a miracle, as such, during the apartheid administration, it was promoted to the same level as English. The ideal should have been to raise African languages to the same level as Afrikaans, but instead, it is Afrikaans that has lost its status. However, the Afrikaner has got only himself to blame. With personalities such as Dr. Andries Streernecht, the Afrikaner aspired to a bigger kill. They were not satisfied that African pupils had accepted Afrikaans as a school subject, but proceeded to prescribe it as a medium of instruction, well knowing that they did not have sufficiently trained African teachers for the purpose. Parents of learners and political leaders negotiated with the government, who only turned a deaf ear. Learners then, out of sheer desperation, decided to take the matter into their own hands. They realized that this was a ploy to sustain the doctrine of George Grey, who maintained as governor of Cape Colony that black people will perpetually be the hewers of wood and drawers of water for the whites. Armed only with stones, they confronted the apartheid military machinery, armed with all sorts of sophisticated weaponry and ammunition. The learners died in their hundreds, and hundreds more turned their backs on their beloved land of birth to seek refuge in foreign lands. It was, however, they won the war and Afrikaans was withdrawn.
Thank you,
But
sir.
today we are gathered in this.
Honorable member, I'm afraid your time has expired. Just watch your left, look at the clock. Thank you, sir. It's over. I know it's unbelievable, but it's over. We regret that, yeah. Honorable Jordan.
Voor ek begin wens ek die kiesers van wijk 2 JBM Hawks munisipaliteit Potchefstroom te bedank vir hulle steun. Die VF+ het die voormalige DA wijk in gister se tussenverkiesing verower. Kennis moet geneem word van die VF+ se volgehoue groei. Agbare adjunkspeaker, ons taal is onlosmaaklik deel van wie ons is. Dit is die taal waarin ons droom en die taal waarin ons bid. Ons moedertaal erfenis is een van die belangrikste aspekte wat ons as Suid-Afrikaners maak wie ons is. Naamlik 'n nasie wat bestaan uit 'n tapisserie van verskillende tale en kulture, een van die uniekstes ter wêreld. Tydens die onderhandelinge oor die grondwet in 1995 het die grondwetskrywende vergadering 'n advertensie geplaas. Dit het gelei: 20 miljoen vroue, 18 miljoen mans, 8 gelowe, 25 kerkgroepe, 31 kulture, 14 tale, 9 rassegroepe, 1 land. Ons taaltapisserie word egter bedreig deur 'n regering wat nasiebou en sosiale kohesie voorstaan, maar te lui is of net eenvoudig nie daartoe in staat is om dit deur middel van die bevordering van meertaligheid aan te vier nie. Die 2008 ministeriële komitee verslag oor transformasie, sosiale kohesie en die uitwissing van diskriminasie in openbare hoër onderriginstellings het bepaal dat daar substantiewe en voldoende veeltaligheid in akademiese en ondersteuningsdienste in alle openbare universiteite in Suid-Afrika moet wees. Die realiteit skiet egter ver tekort van hierdie doelstelling. Dr. Neville Alexander, voormalige Robben Island gevangene en PAC-aktivis, het by geleentheid gesê: "An English only or even English mainly policy necessarily condemns most people and thus the country as a whole to a permanent state of mediocrity." According to Dr. Alude Mahale of the Human Sciences Research Council, it is clear that despite various interventions made to monitor the effectiveness of language policies, there remains little to no progress in exploring the use of indigenous African languages due to a lack of incentive, non-compliance, and general apathy towards the promotion of multilingualism. Die ontwikkeling van inheemse tale word nie bevorder nie. En tale soos Afrikaans, waarvan die hoër funksies reeds ontwikkel is, word gebruik as politieke speelbal en word as die taal van die onderdrukker uitgekruid, sodat die ANC en EFF hulle apartheidsretoriek kan voortsit, omdat hulle nie bewese suksesse het wat voorgehou kan word om voortgesette steun te verseker nie. Agbare adjunkspeaker, die blou bokkie se gal sit nie in sy kop nie. Al wil die ANC ons wys maak dat dit wel so is. Glo die ANC dat hulle nasiebou en sosiale kohesie bevorder of verwag hulle net van ons om dit te glo? Gautengse LER vir onderwys, Panyaza Lesufi, wat gereeld Afrikaans gelykstel aan rasisme, laat 'n mens wonder. So ook die uitsprake, soos die van ex-agbare Mokwele van die EFF, dat Afrikaans 'n veragtelike taal is in hulle ewige anti-wit stryd, terwyl die meerderheid Afrikaans sprekendes in Suid-Afrika nie wit is nie. As dit die voorbeeld is wat ons land se leiers stel, hoe kan ons verwag om wederzijds respek vir mekaar se taal en kultuur en dus nasiebou te kweek? Waarom hou ons debatte oor erfenis, as die taalerfenis van miljoene Afrikaans sprekendes deur 'n populistiese groep grypdiewe gebruik word in hulle desperate poging om aan mag vas te klou? Deputy Speaker, the Hansard of 22 August 1994 reads as follows: I am not confident that we are also agreed that pursuing equality does not necessarily have to entail downgrading of any of the languages insofar as such a language is not being imposed on anyone, be it here in Parliament, in the media, in education, at work, or other areas. The challenge is how to raise the other languages to the level they deserve. The speaker was Nelson Mandela, Honourable Deputy Minister. The ANC did not rise to this challenge. Dit is en was nog altyd die VF+ standpunt dat meertaligheid bevorder moet word.
Ongelukkig,
nie net deur dit
hierdie
te praat nie,
tyd
maar
is
deur
ook
al
oor.
die hoër funksies van ons 11 amptelike tale uit te
Your time
bou.
is over,
Ons
ma'am.
beywer ons daarvoor en u behoort dit ook te doen. Ek dank u.
Honorable Soekers. Honorable members, please remember how much time you have. You don't have to remember, it's written on your left there on the clock. No, go ahead, go ahead. Can we listen to each other, members, please?
Honourable Deputy Speaker.
Munoni praat nie as jy luister asseblief.
Honourable Deputy Speaker, South Africa is a melting pot of rich culture and heritage. Our nation is a tapestry of languages and culture. Our past may be one of painful segregation and malignment, but it is also one that birthed the most beautiful of songs, stories, and poems. I wish to start this debate by honoring those who left footprints in our heart by their songs, books, and poems. The awakening of consciousness of injustice and malignment I discovered in the books of Andre Pierre Brink and the search for identity in the books of Antjie Krog. It is Adam Small who would provoke me to think beyond the confines of what others expected or thought of race. The songs of Steve Kakana formed part of my earliest memories, Still today, it would immediately bring joy. Books of Ande Pierre Brink was banned, but it was given to me by my teachers. Books and the mystery contained in its pages is what draws a child from a poor background to rush to classes in order to hear more. My mother never read to me. It was my teachers in Sunday school who stirred the reader in me. Teachers in a farm school who would recognize the love for reading and feed it by bringing books on mythology. Teachers who would bring books to supplement reading or provide a reading list. In a time of dissonance between the highest ideals we hold for ourselves and the most basic need to live a life of dignity and quality, we lament that which we have lost. What better conveys our pain than poems or relay common held views or values than idioms? There are emotions that can only best be said in your mother tongue. The most precious of songs and poems that voice our longing, our love, or our heartache has been taught to us at school. The smell of books and pencils is what draws a young child to the classroom. Books and stories that feeds the imagination. Our pain and disparity is best voiced in the language of our mothers. Sometimes pain is relayed in sound, eina, or sometimes frustration, ach, or by the click of the tongue. The beauty of language is conveyed through prose, poems, songs, and stories. It tracks the story of human living and leaves footprints for the next generation. What story will we, the sixth administration, leave behind? The sound of frustration, the clicking of the tongue, or the dismissive sound of ach? Or could we bring together a symphony of harmonious tones that evokes hope and brings to life the dreams of our nation? In closing, I wish to honor those who have suffered the most painful of loss. In the words of Tuasius, die dae kom en die nagte gaan, die skadu's word lank en weer kort, die drywerstem van my werk weer klink en ek gaan op my kruis
I'm
weer
afraid
voort.
your time has expired.
Maar daar skiet al deur 'n pyn in my hart dat my lewe se glans verdwyn. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Kwankwa.
Maqabane nawe sekela somlomo benifuna ukuqala ngoba kusekho abantwana base Lovedale Primary School ndithi ngamagqunukhwebe angubuzilibhelu ankomozibomvu kuthiwa amagqunukhwebe zondana ngomthetho ndibafundisi balekile ingxaki maqabane iqala apha kuthi yoqhina eqhugqwala imba ngoba nditsho yinto yokuba siqala apha kuqala emakhaya kuthi ezindlini ufumanisa ukuthi abantwana abakwazi awazi nowathwethwa kwiilwimi zakuye bayakhumsha athi naxa ndifuna sibe siyifilosophize le nto is-simple because isiseko sakhiwa phi ekhaya uba akazukwazi ukuthetha ulwimi lwakhe endlini uzawuthi usawugqiba ungamfundisanga ulwimi umenze ingxaki karhulumente xa epitilize ethetha into engekhoyo baninzi babuza uba what are you talking about xa uthini xa uthetha ulwimi lwakho kwabo abazazi abantwana bethu noba basuka phi noba bangobani yile nto ngomso uzawuthi xa usa isisu kanti usisa kumntana kadadewini ukuba kaloku abantwana bazana kazi kwamnombo iqala phi ingxaki eMzantsi Afrika okwesibini yinto yokuba thina kwalapha kule Afrika injalo kusiwe izisu uthi nothuke kanti ningamatshawe nonke abantwana bayazi because ukhule ngumcetha akamazi noba ungumcetha usuka apha akamazi noba ujwarha uphuma apha akamazi noba ucirha uphuma kweyiphi indlu ibe yifemeli eyi-one. Okwesithathu yinto yokuba kwalapha thina amaziko karhulumente afanele zihloniphe nangakumbi iilwimi zethu ewe sifanele siba nabantu abafundileyo abakwazi ukuthi baphucule isigama i-diction nge-English ye-African languages siye kuxhomekeka kwi-journalist uthi ukuze umazi uba i-AIDS ngesiXhosa ngugawulayo kufuneka kutsho unoxolo Grootboom etivini noButhemba Makeleni khumbula ngelo xesha emveni koko ungabikho yena attempt yoyinika igama eli-right sinaloo ngxaki kuqala andithi iqhawe kapha unxibelelwano abantwana bethu bathi futhi sebethetha nakula makhasi onxibelelwano sisizingesi nje into ongayazi ibizawuvela phi kuba lokhu thina sizawuthatha imandarin sizoyifunda apha but akho mntu ufunda isiXhosa akho mntu ufunda isiZulu akho mntu ufunda isitswana akho mntu ufunda nto eChina it's that neocolonialism besithetha ngayo ingxaki apha nabe eCameroon bayabethana babukulana ngantoni omnye uthetha isiFrench omnye uthetha isingesi abalwi nange-languages zabo bayacapkelana kodwa. You go to as African countries ezininzi zingxaki ezicreatwe zii-African leaders where Africans awuthethana ngesi-French ukuze bakwazi ucommunicate. Apha eMzantsi Afrika sesiqala ukhumsha ngoku. Bamoshwa sithi ke abantwana. Ndike ndibone nalona obenane wenzeka apha eWestern Cape. Ii-public notices zi-correct nge-English, grammatically correct in Afrikaans. NgesiXhosa babhala unothanda. Ungathi ulahle kucinga kuthethwa nangethala lencwadi kuthethwa ngento ongayaziyo. Okokugqibela, uChief Benz Ncamashi uthi kwinkokheli yenye ezi-ANC struggle icon uthi kuyo ngenye imini mhlekazi ubuza umntana waye ngumni le ntwana ngumni uzama uncokola nomntana. Le nkokheli yathi don't come and cause confusion in my family. That's the kind of leadership esinayo. Inkokheli iphuma izandla.
Time is expired.
Sabulele.
Honorable Mahau.
Enkosi sekela somlomo wendlu
Order, honorable members, order.
kokupheleleyo masiyibulele kokuqala lendlu sibulela amaqhawe namaqhawekazi alwela lenkululeko abuyisela isidima sethu singabantu siubulele lo mgaqo siseko kodwa sisitsho ukuthi xa siujongisisa lo mgaqo siseko kuzawufuneka siuphonononge in the sense that uyathetha phambili nangemva uyawanika amagunya kwiinkumkani neenkosi kodwa la magunya angacaciswa ncam bathi bawenza ke ngoku ngohlobo abawazi ngalo sibabone bengapha kwezitixo into ke leyo engamkelekanga ukuba ikumkani ibe ngaphaya kwezitixo ngokwesiko nesithethe kodwa loo nto yenziwa ngumgaqo siseko ongacacanga into yokuba bahamba bomaphi na. Masivumelane ngento ethi umgaqo siseko ngexesha obusenziwa kungela xesha ilizwe lalingenabo ubundlobongqobo enabo namhlanje. Zawuthetha ngokuthwalwa. Ukuthwala mandulo phaya kwakungahijackwa zii-criminals. Yayisisithethe sakwantu kodwa namhlanje ukuthwalwa ngenxeba kwahijackwa akusalunganga kodwa into ofuneka siyenzile siyilendlu kukuyofundisa aba bantu basezilalini bangazinto basathatha into yokuba iyinto eyayisisithethe kudala into ethe kuba laa department ye-sport art and culture inoxanduva to go out there and explain what is entailed in the constitution because xa iphaa kwi-constitution isithi iikumkani zinamalungelo o-implementa i-customary law ayitsho uba bahamba bophelaphi bathatha abantwana babendise ize i-constitution ingabavumeli into ethetha ubana sinolo xanduva akufani ke nangelaa xesha abantwana abancinci babenxiba inkciyo bahambe ngempundu nothi kweli xesha lanamhlanje kodwa ukuba ngabana ezo nto azicaciswa ngokoreviewa i-constitution zizawuqhubeka zisenzeka zisenziwa ngaba bantu bakwezalali ziphantsi kwentaba abangazaziyo bona into yokuba siyaziyeka gradually as ixesha lihamba ngenxa yobume besizwe into ethetha into yokuba ke ngoku le i-constitution iyafuna ke siyiphonononge into yokuba ithetha iziphikisa phi na ngokwemasiko nezithethe alapha ebantwini. Into esithethayo ke sithi siyi-African Transformation Movement masikhawulezise singxamile ukubuyisela iikumkani ezazithathelwa ubunganga bazo ngexesha lamakholonali amampondomise umzekelo kwafuneka siwakhawulezise ii-cons ii-sense zizinto efuneka sizenzile because abanalo elinye ithemba lawo lilapha kule ndlu sithi ke ngoku siyi-ATM at least sifuna a-Afrocentric constitution. Thank you very much.
Expired. Thank you. Honorable August.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I remember many years ago being issued with my first library card and how mesmerized I was by this amazing building filled with good books, adventure and learning. Times have changed and the manner in which we communicate has changed with it. By all accounts, the reading of paper products, books and newspapers is down as people migrate to digital sources. but the need for knowledge is constant, and the combination of smartphone and Google doesn't necessarily hold all the answers. If we are truly to celebrate our writers in this year of indigenous languages, we do well to reimagine our libraries. I'm not suggesting tossing out the books. On the contrary, our libraries should be repositioned and resold to young people as modern, constantly evolving centers of knowledge. We should offer online books and free Wi-Fi. This is a great attraction to the youth in a time where airtime is unaffordable to most. We should also make available digital hardware and software to promote e-learning. We should make libraries attractive again with new technologies and systems to keep our children off the streets. In our world of brutality, libraries should become safe havens and expose children to arts, culture, heritage, and other learning. In municipalities, building libraries and maintenance and investing in technology is an unfunded mandate. In rural communities, this is not happening, and very little money is being spent where it's needed the most. Our children cannot be left behind during a time where the world is experiencing its fourth industrial revolution. Honorable members, indigenous languages and those who speak to promote them cannot be allowed to die. We read too often of the passing of a person said to be the last to speak or write a particular language or dialect. What is government doing about creating the conditions to develop and promote languages like Ndebele, Sotho, Venda, and the Khoi languages, to name but a few? Let's invest more in our education system and our cultural centers to make sure indigenous languages stay alive for generations to come. We need to see them in all forms of promotion in books, television, radio, and pamphlets. Let's do more to honor our constitutional commitment to our language diversity. Let's rethink libraries and languages as bastions of our culture and education. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Sheikh Imam.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm going there. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Let me start off by a Khoi and San famous quote. And this is what it says: you can't sow seeds of discord and expect to harvest different. You will always reap what you have sown, and that is the law of the universe. So if we want to continue with discord and division based on race, based on language, then really we are not going to achieve success and unity and progress in South Africa. And I hope our people realize that the country belongs to all who live in it, irrespective of the language that you speak. And if we want to talk about a particular language, then what about the rights of the other individuals who want to speak the language that they, in terms of the Constitution, have a right to speak? And if you really want to talk about language, the Khoi and San language is the most ancient language in South Africa, over 60,000 years. So if we want to talk about that, let's go there. And yes, indeed, the most unrecognized and the most marginalized language of all the indigenous languages in South Africa is indeed the language of the Khoi and the San. So let us be mindful of that, not forgetting the recent developments in terms of removing languages like the Urdu language, like the Hindu language, the Indian languages, and others from the schools. But I think it's a thing that must not be encouraged. Allow people to speak in the language that they understand best. And that indeed will reduce the illiteracy level in South Africa on its own. Now, in 2009, the Department of Arts and Culture tasked the National Library to deal particularly with the issue of reprinting literacy classics in the indigenous languages. Now, the purpose of this, it would have had significant impact on reading and writing in indigenous languages if we had promoted that from that period of time. Now, whilst there has been progress, we must admit there's been very limited progress, particularly in those that I've just spoken about that appears to have been marginalized. Now, it was also supposed to have been encouraged at schools level and be part and parcel of the curriculum of the school. And yes, again, we have failed in ensuring that this is introduced at different levels. Now, there is also a need for a solid foundation to be laid in the lives of
Honorable
children in the
Sheikh,
primary school, in
your
the prime.
time has
And if you
expired.
start it from there, we'll bring back the culture as well, together with its languages. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Honorable members, order. Don't create chaos in the house, please. Someone is going to speak here and needs your attention. Thank you. Please, you may not be inclined to the left, but do look at the watch. It's on the left, so that you notice the time. It's important.
Honourable House Chair, I dedicate my speech in this heritage debate to Mrs. Diane Ferris, who wrote the book De Vrede Kom Later. Mrs. Ferris wrote a poem in preparation of the returns of the remains of Saartjie Baartman. She also accompanied the body of Saartjie Baartman to the country of origin. I was told about the joy and the celebration on the aircraft when the body landed in South Africa. It is World Cup time and I want to wish the Springboks well during their time in Japan. Ons gaan in ons eie tale skree vir die Springbokke. I acknowledge the role of the fallen legend Chester Williams as well as the role of Errol Tobias, still playing a big role in Caledon in the Southern Cape. Errol Tobias was the equal fly-half to Naas Botha during the days of apartheid. Agbare huisvoorsitter, agbare lede en die publiek. Soos ons Erfenisdag vier, as 'n diverse nasie nooi ons alle Suid-Afrikaners, alle nationaliteite, as ook familie en vriende in die buiteland uit om op 24 September saam met ons Erfenisdag te vier. Ons vier ons geskiedenis, ons kultuur, identiteit, ons musiek, tale, sport, al die soorte kore, nuwe jaar en al die Kersfeeskore. South Africa, born out of the earliest inhabitants, the Khoisan people, the Griquas, the Cape Malay, the various African tribes, and we later were joined by the settlers 500 years ago. Today in our democratic South Africa, we celebrate our achievements, one nation, a united South Africa, unity in diversity. Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank the Busak family for their leadership. Professor Wille Busak wrote a few books on Khoisan history. Reverend Reggie Busak is the Hesekwa Khoisan leader, and Dr. Alan Busak is the patron, or was the patron of the UDF movement. Ek bedank die Universiteit van Kaapstad wat die Khoitaal Kukukuwap ingestel het. Erfenis is nie net die verlede nie, dit is ook die nou en vandag in ons programme. 'n Lewendige erfenis is ons verhouding met mekaar om samehorigheid, versoening en vrede te bevorder. According to Dr. Richards, who wrote the book Bastard to Humans, he tells us about the good side and the bad side of our history. From strangers to lovers, culture is integrated, our liberation struggle is now ended. We are now in a democratic space, the living heritage of our constitutional democracy. That is what we must live for. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Gallo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. In celebrating South Africa's literary classics in the Year of Indigenous Languages, we take our cue from the provisions of the Constitution, which recognizes 11 official languages. It is through language that our cultural and religious practices can flourish. As we celebrate South Africa's literary classics, we should start where it all began. The apartheid regime did not just enslave the indigenous people of our land. It also sought to break the indigenous people in order to exert its Eurocentric and overbearing attitudes on our languages. The creation of Bandustans, chiefdoms, eroded the work of indigenous publishers and authors. It created a book market for the white audience, the results of which deprived our languages a stake to claim in literary classics. We, of course, celebrate the colossal work of Sibulayi Mutlotsa of the legendary Mupeme classic, Khotso Nkhato, who has written books and short stories, and Eskia Mphahlele, whose work mirrored our way of life as the indigenous people. There are notable areas of concern that the department must focus on to promote indigenous literary classics. It starts with funding the indigenous books, book writers, publishers. Equally must not stand the publication of indigenous literary work. The Department of Arts and Culture and all the national libraries must establish a memorandum of understanding with a view to promote the work of indigenous literary classics in our libraries. Each national library should command a significant proportion of the indigenous books. As we celebrate our literary classics, let us reward indigenous literary work. Steve Biko will have the last word. As I open quote, we do not want to be reminded that it is we, the indigenous people, who are poor and exploited in the land of our birth. These are the concepts which the Black consciousness approach wishes to eradicate from the Black man's mind before our society is driven to chaos by irresponsible people from Coca-Cola and hamburger cultural backgrounds. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Deputy
sir.
Speaker.
Honorable Hendricks.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, language is a cultural phenomenon par excellence, and those of you who did philosophy will know that that message came from our brother, leader, Leopold Senghor from Senegal. This is a book written by Sindiwe Magona, and I would like to read from this book. She says, in that time, that place, people burned any photograph of someone who just died. Their clothes were given away, their names never again said without a prefix, umfi for a man and umfikazi for a woman. Therefore, to give a child the same name as a neighbor's dead child was not accepted. If you read further in the book, no one out and out laughed at Misheka, but many did wonder how she could go on and on and on trying to have a child. But then they reminded themselves of the simple truth known to all. Umendu kukuzala, wifehood means childbearing. A woman became a wife of the clan she was married to only once she produced a child. Sindiwe Magona wrote this book in English. It should be written in all languages. Not only Zulu and Xhosa, but also Sangan, their language, so that they could also benefit from these rich cultural heritages. We've heard the President yesterday talked about that tribes is what philosophers say a tribal construct. There are no tribes. It is language, and we can learn more about these wonderful people through their language, and not through exercising their power in what the colonialists made to be tribes. Dr. Archie Mafeji, who was head of the African Renaissance at UNISA, debunked the whole concept of tribalism. But let's come to Afrikaans. Afrikaans came from the people of Java and from Malaysia. And because the political prisoners here were enslaved, they then spoke Afrikaans using the Arabic text. The first book in Afrikaans was written in Arabic, and if you read it, it was Afrikaans. So there's still a lot to do about Afrikaans, and we need to embrace all cultures, all languages, and as a start to bring down tribalism.
Thank you. Honorable Mabena.
Ngilochisa isitshaba sonke. Kuligugu ukuzazi nokwazi imvelaphi yakho eyenza bona sithokozela amasiko wethu anothileko nahlukahlukeneko nendabuko. Begodu kusenza sizazi bona sinqophe kuphi ngempilo. Kubalulekile bona sazi indabuko yethu nokuthi siwabulunge begodu siwathuthukise amasiko nendabuko yethu. Begodu sibe bajameli abaphuma phambili bamasiko wethu. Ingasi lokho kwaphela, kodwana nokuzikhakhazisa ngolokho kusenza sibe ngilokho esingikho namhlanje. Indlela ehle yokubulunga amasiko namagugu wethu kukwenza isiqiniseko bonyana amasiko wethu ayatlolwa. Ngendlela leyo sizokwazi ukuthi siwadlulisele enzukulwaneni ezizako, ukuze bakwazi ukuba nethuba lokufunda ngendlela zangaphambili zokuphila begodu bazikhakhazise ngobuntu nendabuko yabo. Konke lokhu akwenzeki kuhle nangokwaneleko, ngombana iPansalp ihlulekile begodu baragela phambili nokubhalelwa ukwenza umsebenzi wabo omkhulu wokubulunga nokuthuthukisa amalimi wendabuko ngokulinganako weSouth Africa. Nanyana sineminyaka ema-25 wechapuluko, amalimi wethu akathuthukiswa ngokulinganako. Kodwana nangeentjhijilo lezi uyabathola abatloli bemtlolo yendabuko abafana noDokotela uPipi Sikhosana, omtloli wencwadi ezinengi ezifaka hlangana enye yakhe ethengisa khulu begodu ekhamba phambili yesihloko esithi Mbala Ngubaba. Sila ukugidinga abatloli abafana nalaba ngemisebenzi yabo emihle nokuzikhakhazisa kwabo. Lapha khona kuhluleke umbuso wenarha ekubulungeni nokuthuthukiseni amalimi wonke wendabuko, lawo athuthukiswe kancane khulu enarheni yethu le. Sekela somlomo ohloniphekileko, kuncane khulu esingawugidinga ngesihloko senkulumo mpikiswano namhlanje le, ngombana amalimi wendabuko achiwe ngemva begodu akhohliwe mayelana netuthuko. Namhlanje sicalene nemraro ukuhlogeka kwemitlolo yamalimi wendabuko weSouth Africa ngebanga lokuthi umbuso ubhalelwe ukuthuthukisa nokusekela abatloli abatsha nabasathuthukako. Imraro esicalene nayo le namhlanje yokuhlogeka kwetuthuko yemtlolo yamalimi wendabuko weSouth Africa ihagaliswa godu ngamanye amaziko wefundo ephakemeko afana neYunivesithi yangeMpumalanga ngokubhalelwa kwayo ukufaka isiNdebele neSiswati ku-curriculum yabo. Lokhu kukhombisa izinga elikhulu lokungafuni ukuthuthukisa amalimi wethu wendabuko ukufika ezingeni elifaneleko nelamanye amalimi. Njengehlangano ye-DA sibawa ungqongqotjhe wobukhwari namasiko ukuthi ayekele ukuzuma isibha ngemanzini, asunduze begodu agandelele iPansalp namaziko wefundo ephakemeko ukuthi adlale indima yabo ekuthuthukisweni amalimi nemitlolo yendabuko yeSouth Africa. Ngiyathokoza. Ndabezitha bayede ngunyaka.
Honorable Malumani.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Ministers, Deputy Ministers present. Honorable members present in the Parliament, our guests in the gallery, fellow South Africans, Sanbonani. I dedicate my input to this debate to all the women and children whose pain, suffering, and even death at the hands of evil men never get to be on the headlines news of the social media platforms, television screens, newspapers, or radio. Your pain is our pain. Those who have passed on, may your soul rest in peace. Honorable Deputy Speaker, let me open this quote. When our first democratically elected government decided to make a Heritage Day one of our national days, we did so because we knew that our rich and verified cultural heritage has a profound power to help build our new nation. We did so knowing that the struggles against the injustice and inequalities of the past are part of our national identity. They are part of our culture. We knew that If indeed our nation has to rise like the proverbial phoenix from the ashes of the division and conflict, we had to acknowledge those whose selfless effort and talents were dedicated to this goal of non-racial democracy. That was one of our own, our leader, who is Tata Nelson Mandela. I close quote. It is through this realization that the ANC, through its social transformation agenda, is tasked principally to mobilize society behind a common identity and heritage. Therefore, it advocates for the continued mobilization of the society to work together to build a caring society proud of its heritage. This is based on shared values and vision, informed by principles such as inclusivity, unity, in diversity, national consciousness, and shared identity. National symbols are a form of vehicle through which these principles can be promoted. Honorable members, nation building was the center of the ANC-led government when it attained power in 1994. To attain this vision, national symbols that reflect the new South Africa had to be established to advance the shared national identity of our people and signified the birth of our new nation. It is through the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa that the national symbols were created to promote values such as reconciliation and nation building. Honorable members, on the 7th of September 1993, the Multi-Party Negotiation Council appointed a National Symbol Commission, which post the 1994 democratic election had the responsibility on engaging the nation on what symbols and national unity should look and sound like. This gave an opportunity to our people to be part of such a symbolic process. The outcome of this significant consultative process culminated in the national symbols that we interact with and encounter in our lives daily. In 1994, the Multi-Party Negotiation Council invited the public to submit designs for a new South Africa flag. I want you to hear me clearly. I'm speaking about the new South Africa flag. The final design of that flag was produced by the Bureau Hierarchy. On the 20th of April, listen carefully, of 1994, the new flag was adopted and officially on the 27th of April, 1994. The design of the flag begins with a V, which is the center comes together and extends a horizontal band of edge. These convergence symbols of unity of the diversity of our people. It cannot be true or it cannot be right that in this time we can see and hear people with the old flag, taking those old flag, making them or showing them on the media platforms. We are the same nation. This flag was adopted and introduced to South Africa in 1994. So let's respect that people have agreed about that there must be this new flag. On the 27th of April 2000, our country also adopted the new coat of arms. It is the highest visual symbol of the government. It consists of many symbols, each telling diverse of story of our country. I won't speak much. We know that today we've got springboks. We've got these plants that are part of us as symbols. Let's respect and make sure that we continue to manage and that it is our symbols. Honorable members, former President Mbeki described the new coat of arms in its unveiling at the Kwaggafontein as a symbol that serves to evoke our distant past, our living present, our future, and it unfolds before us. It presents the permanent yet evolving identity of South African people. Through this new coat of arms, we pay homage of our past. We seek to embrace the indigenous belief system of our people. It relocates the times when our people believed that there was a force of nature, forcing permanenting nature which linked the living with the dead. It pays tribute to our land and our continent as the cradle of humanity, as the place where human life began. I close quote. As a nation, we must embrace our national symbol as our own them as a common possessions, conscious of the challenging past, and as a representation of a winning nation that is aware of the same challenges that lie ahead and confident of our ability to overcome these challenges. These symbols remain symbols of the intent spirit of an inclusive national identity and national pride. Honorable members, our national symbols must remain at the core of our promotion of patriotism. The printing and the distribution of the Passport of Patriotism booklet to educate our people about national identity continues. This is significant and is accelerating the program to heighten awareness and consciousness among our people. Thumbs up to the department, thumbs up Deputy Minister, so that we continue educating our people. We encourage all South Africans to know, love, and embrace our national symbols. We encourage them to fly our flag very, very, very high, which is the symbol of our national identity, unity in our diversity, patriotism, and represents our hopes of our bright future. Over 20,093 flags has been installed in our school. This 1,000, it will be installed in this financial year in our schools. Honorable Deputy Minister, these flags, as we're installing them in our school, we mustn't just go there and install them, but we need to educate them on how to hang the flags. What is the meaning of the colors of the flags? What is it that when we're saying now, as we're saying, one of our own, one of us, comrade Uba Velila, we said the flags must be halved. What is the meaning of that? We must also do that. Honorable members, let's make sure that each and every one of us in this house adopt a school and go and put a flag in that school. We also commend the stride maybe that department has made. This will be one of the most iconic flags in the world, which will be prominent symbol of unity and nationhood. Honorable Deputy Speaker, as a nation, we must continue to advance our national building and social cohesion agenda, particularly amongst young people. We must continue fostering national pride through programs such as NYS, which seeks to install a culture of service, inculcate patriotic citizenship, and promote civic education. Currently, the department has partnered up with the provincial department in the recruitment of 300 NYS patriots. They will be trained and to participate, this young patriot. They will popularize symbols and national identity, especially the flags. Honorable Deputy Minister, uma siqhubeka sithi sakha lesive, kuningi loku futhi sikutholile, kuningi loku sikwendile ngale 25 years. Kuningi loku sande kokuthi namuhla sikhuluma nje bantu bethu bakhululekile. Ngaphakathi kwakho mhlonisha wami ngilokhu nina nikwentako as the African National Congress. Siyabonga, sibonga kakhulu. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, we will not continue to allow to hoist and display gratuitously the old apartheid flag. I'm repeating that so that you can hear that we cannot. Members of Parliament, we also angeke sivume ukuthi labanye phakathi kwethu EFF kwekuthi uma sithi sicula i-national anthem sithi sive sisibukile sisonke, when it comes to i-distem bahlala phansi. Asikuvumi logo ene asikugqugquzeli logo. It is not correct. It is not correct.
On a point of order.
To reject.
On a point of order, Chair.
What's your point of order? Order, honorable members.
Honorable Mkalipi.
Members, don't scream.
No, Deputy
Honorable
Speaker, it's a
members,
immediate speech.
don't
Deputy
scream.
Speaker, it's a immediate speech.
Honorable members.
Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker.
No, honorable
immediate
member.
speech.
No, honorable
Therefore,
member. Honorable member, you are interrupting me. Take your seat. What's your point of order, honorable member?
Rule 91 on explanations. Deputy Speaker, you must rest assured we'll never sing this term.
No, honorable member, that's not a point of No,
We'll
that's not
never
a point
sing
of
it.
order. Take your seat. Go ahead, honorable member.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order, order. Ke kopa le thule, jwale le tsa lerata, le a dumeleha ka ntlong ena. Oh,
When the national anthem was introduced, it had that Afrikaans version. We need to sing it as this, it unites us. Never again can we allow narrow nationalism to creep in and consume our nation. We strongly condemn what has been modus of operandi in Katlehong and in Tokoza.
order, order, honorable members.
Honorable Speaker, the commemoration and significance of national days is underpinned by the responsibility of uniting South Africans across the diversity. As an important pillar of the social cohesion and national building project, it is National Days programs which facilitates the celebration and commemoration of national days. An end cry which has been lifted is that more work needs to be done through this program to unite the nation. The Deputy Minister today, it has announced
Honorable members,
that
you
on
are
the
out of
24th
order. Honorable
September.
Makaula, honorable member Hloniphekileo, ngicela niyeke ukwenza lento niyenzayo. Honorable members, can you keep quiet? What kind of adults are you? This is amazing. Anikwazi ukumxhopha edla, anikwazi ukuthula yini. Go ahead, honorable member.
Deputy Minister, today, he spoke that on the 24th of September, it will be the Heritage Day. Let us, all of us, whether you are colored, whether you are black, whether you call yourself other colors, let's go there, all of us, and unite and celebrate Heritage Day. We must also reflect on the significance of the symbols, such
Honourable
as
member,
statue in
I'm
our
afraid
country.
your time has expired.
Fill out.
Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker.
Yes, honourable member.
Deputy Speaker, I was going to.
Yes, honourable member.
I was going to suggest that we give the honourable member more speaking time because she was so viciously interrupted. I think we should give her some extra time to carry on with that speech.
Order. Honourable members, you know that time allocation is decided elsewhere. Thank you very much. Honourable Deputy Minister. Honourable members, can you take your seats, please? This is Parliament. Can you take your seat? You are on your feet. Please, and settle down. Honourable Montli, Gongubela. Order. Go ahead, Deputy Minister.
Enkosi Sekela Somlomo, sibulele bonke abahlonipheki abathathe inxaxheba kule ntetho mpikiswano eyenza into kokuba sazi okokuba kuninzi okusidibanisayo kuncinci kodwa okusahlukanisayo kwaye amathuba amaninzi silisebe siyavuma into kokuba masijonge ezi zinto zisidibanisayo ukwenzela ukuba sakhe uMzantsi Afrika ongcono. Amalungu ke azibekile izinto siyabulela kwaye siyavuma silisebe into kokuba siyakuzijonga kodwa ndiyafuna kaloku ukutsho ukuba iilwimi apha eMzantsi Afrika zonke ziyalingana kwaye alukho ulwimi olungaphezulu kolunye. Masingathi ke xa sijonga olwethu ulwimi sibone ukuthi olwethu lungcono kunolabanye. Zonke ezi lwimi zibalulekile kwaye ukuba ngaba ngamanye amathuba uye ufumanise into ba ingathi abanye abantu abaluthandi ulwimi lakho njengokuba besitsho amalungu ahloniphekileyo phaya kokuba umphathiswa waseGauteng ingathi akasithandi isibhulu. Endimva esithetha mna esithi kubalulekile ukuba ahambe ayokusifunda. Into ayithethayo ithi makungabi ngathi kukho ulwimi olungaphezulu kwelinye ezikolweni. Esikolweni zonke ezilwimi mazilingane. Utsho umphathiswa akathi iAfrikaans isezantsi kunene okanye mayisuswe. Okunye okubalulekileyo kum yinto yokuba njengokuba sibhiyozela ezinkcubeko sikhumbule sivuye sonke kaloku iNdlovu Youth Choir isimele kakuhle phaya phesheya ibuyile siyabonga.
Honourable members, thank you. Honourable Julius, where's the singing talent coming from now? This is not for display now. Honourable members, please join me in welcoming children from Enkwenkwezi Public Primary, from Motherwell, Epai. They are accompanied by their deputy principal and the chairperson of their school governing body. Welcome to Parliament. Honourable members, that concludes the debate and the business of the day.
So simple like that.
umntana yethu la. Asambe my man.